So, about 64.
Sorry?
So the size of the sample is 64.
Size is?
So the size is 64.
64 or 60? Huh?
So it should be 64, right?
64, 64. Right.
Yes, sir.
64, right. Whether it is a large sample or a small sample?
It's a large sample.
Large sample. So you are now going to apply a large sample test statistic on this example. Okay. Do you
Yes.
have the information on the means? You have the information on the means?
No, sir.
No. So how many samples are there?
So there is only one sample.
One sample. Okay. So single sample, whether this is coming under proportion? Out of 64, 34 are feeling more enriched.
Yes, sir. It is coming under proportion.
So it is proportion. Single sample that is large enough. Okay. Proportions. Do you know the population proportion? What is population proportion here? Whether it is known or unknown.
So I have a bit of confusion about that.
Okay, at least what is the sample proportion? You have confusion still on the sample proportion?
Yes, sir.
So can you read the statement of randomly survey something on that? You randomly
So randomly survey 64
of his past elementary statistics students and find that
34 feel more
34
enriched.
feel more enriched. Then out of 64, 34 feeling more enriched. What is the value of sample proportion then from this? This is the sample, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Then what is the sample proportion?
So 34?
34 is proportion or 34 persons felt they are more enriched by going through the statistics course.
So sample proportion will be 34 by 64.
Right. So what is the sample proportion?
34 by 64.
34 upon 64. Then what else is there in the data? Size of the sample n is 64. Sample proportion p is 64. 34 divided by 64. Population proportion in what instructor claimed. The statistics instructor claimed. How much he claimed?
So he claimed 60% of students.
60% of his students
So feel more enriched.
feel more enriched. That means his claim is says that on the entire student community, right?
Yes, sir.
Who has taken that course under this instructor, right?
Yes, sir.
Would it represent a population?
Yes, sir.
If so, then what is the population proportion?
So 60 by 100, 0.06.
60 by 100, how much?
So 0.6.
0.6. So population proportion is known now from this question. 0.6. Capital P is 0.6. Little n is 64. Little p sample proportion is 34 divided by 64. What is the value of 34 by 64? 34 by 64, how much?
So 0.503.
0.50.
3.
You can round to 2 decimal.
So 0.5.
0.5. Huh?
Yes, sir.
34 divided by 64. 0.531 something it is coming. Huh? If you
Yes,
are
sir.
rounding to 2 decimal, so it's something like 0.53. So capital P is given as 0.6. Capital P is given as 0.6. N is 64. Little p is 34 by 64. This I am going to round to 2 decimal. So little p is now 0.53, right? Now you need to state null hypothesis. So what is the null hypothesis? H naught.
So
Large
null
sample,
hypothesis.
single sample proportion. Okay. H naught.
So it would be that mu1 would be greater than 0.6.
Sorry.
So it would be that mu1 is like greater than or equal to 0.6.
Means that you may be assuming that the statistics instructor claim is true, right?
Yes, sir.
So the claim is statistics instructor. I may write simply SI, statistic instructor. Okay. Claim is to be true, right? Or there is no difference between sample proportion and population proportion. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the alternative hypothesis?
So the claim is not true.
The claim is not true, right? The claim of statistics instructor is not true. So level of significance, say alpha, how much you can take,
So
whether it is given
0.05.
anything in the, so as it is not given anything, so you can assume 0.05 by default, that is 5% level of significance. Now, this one is a two-tailed alternative hypothesis or one-tailed alternative hypothesis?
So it would be a two-tailed.
Yes, it is two-tailed alternative hypothesis. When it is two-tailed, well, what would be the critical region? Critical region. Your
So
Z
it should be
is less
some.
than minus Z alpha by 2 or Z is greater than Z alpha by 2, right? Okay, this is critical region. Well, next, what is the test statistic? Test statistic TS. Z is equal to, what is the formula that you need to use? Can I show the list of formulas? Hello. Which formula we need to use for this test statistic? Do I need to show the formulas?
So P minus P naught upon square root of P naught plus Q naught by N.
Who is saying this answer?
So Anushka.
Right answer, Anushka. Your answer is right. So P minus, little p minus P naught we denoted as capital P, population proportion, divided by square root of capital P times Q. What is Q? Q is nothing but 1 minus capital
Yes.
P, PQ by N. Okay. Now, Z is equal to P minus capital P divided by this. What is the Z value that you got? Using your calci, how much value of Z you have? Someone is saying something? Have you heard anything? Z value. Any one of you? Anmol?
So I'm
Anushka?
calculating.
Sorry?
So I was calculating. So it would be minus 1.0545.
Minus 1 point.
So minus 1.0545.
You are getting 0.5, but this answer is showing something like minus 1.14. Why difference? Is there any reason for the round of error? Check yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is the value of Z? Minus 1.14. Now let me look at what is the critical value, CV. How do we get the critical value of the Z? Q naught of 1 minus alpha by 2. 1 minus alpha by 2. Right? What is the critical value now? 1.96 approximately. So this is basically Z alpha by 2. Okay. Right. Now
Yes,
is
sir.
your Z is less than minus Z alpha by 2. That means minus 1.96.
No, sir.
So the CV is nothing but Z alpha by 2. Alpha by 2. If I use slash, it may not work. ZA2, Z alpha by 2. So now this ZA2 is 1.96. Is your Z observed value minus 1.14? Will it be less than minus 1.96?
No, sir.
No. Is the minus 1.14, is it greater than 1.96?
No, sir.
That means the value is not falling, the Z observed value minus 1.14 is not falling in the critical region, right?
Yes, sir.
When it is not falling in the critical region, what we can say, can we accept H naught or reject the H naught?
So we will accept the null hypothesis. So
When
H
we are
naught.
going to accept the null hypothesis, what is our conclusion?
So the claim of the statistic that the statistic instructor was true.
Statistics instructor claim is almost correct, right?
Yes, sir.
Based on the survey.
Yes, sir.
Right? So conclusion, everything you need to add. So right now I'm not typing again that. So whether you followed this example and the whole concept of testing of hypothesis clearly?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Compared to the other topics, whether this is quite easy?
Yes,
Only
sir.
the difficulty is you need to state null hypothesis alternative very carefully. Okay. All the time the H1 need not be one-tailed, sorry, two-tailed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So any other doubts on this example? No?
No, sir.
Okay, can we move on to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Well, so the same thing here I added, n is 64, x1 is 34, p is x1 by n1, that is 0.531, p is 0.6, q is 0.4, h naught is this one, p is equal to 0.6, h1 is p is not equal to 0.6 in a symbolic fashion. We are going to choose right now 1% I have chosen, but you can choose by default as 5%. Okay, 1% is 2.26 and 5% is in the question whether it is given as 1%. No. Okay, right. So 5% is 1.96. Even now 1% case also, the observed value minus 1.12 is not is not falling in the critical region. Thus, it is accepted. Therefore, what is that? There is an evidence that 60% of students are feeling enriched sorry, by learning the elementary statistics. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
This is the way that you need to maintain all the steps very clearly in the examination. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Hope that you all answered this previous question, right? A poll was conducted between town voters and country voters for favoring a certain proposal. Whether this question you answered? No? If it is not
No, sir.
answered, let me discuss it in a few minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Someone can read the question once again.
So the question says that a poll was conducted between town voters and the country voters for favoring the certain proposal. If 120 of the 200 town voters favored two proposal and 240 of the 500 country resident favor it, would you agree that the proportion of town voters favoring the proposal is higher than the proportion of country voters at 5% level of significance?
So now, whether how many factors are responsible for the given data? One is town voters and the other one?
So country voters.
So that means there are two factors, right?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, we can assume that this is a two sampled data, first point. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
What is the size of each sample? How many town voters you are surveying and how many country voters you are surveying?
So 200 town voters and 500 country voters.
So that means is the size is large enough?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, it is coming under large sample, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
as there are two samples, so you are likely going to difference of proportions, right? You don't have the means. It is clearly mentioned that it is a proportion. Okay. So you are going for difference of proportion. Now, again, there is a question. Do you know the population proportions here?
No, sir.
So that means in the absence of population proportion, you are interested to test the difference of proportions, right?
Yes, sir.
Then what is the formula that you need to use? Let us look at this one is test the difference of proportions in the presence of hello. This formula you are going to use in the presence of?
Population proportions.
Do we have population proportions now? In that question?
No, sir.
No. So let me go for this one.
So we don't have population proportions.
So in the absence of population proportions, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what formula you have to use? This one. So can you state the null hypothesis? What are the given parameters? Note down the given parameters. 120 of 200 town voters. That means P1 is 120 by 200. And what is P2? (240 of 500). So P1 is 120 by 200. How much? The value P1.
So 0.6.
0.6. 240 by 500. P2.
So 0.48.
0.48.
48. So 0.48.
48, right? N1 is 200, N2 is 500, X1 is 120, X2 is 240, P1 is X1 by N1, P2 is X2 by 2. That means P1 is the proportion of town voters who are favoring the proposal. That means 60% of people of town voters favored the proposal. And 48% of country voters are favoring the same proposal. Okay. P2 is the proportion of country voters who are favored to the proposal. Now, what is the null hypothesis?
Excuse me, sir. So the proportions that we calculated just now, these will be sample proportions, right?
Sample. Yes, these
Yeah.
two are sample proportions.
Yes, sir.
Little p1, little p2, not the capital P1 and capital P2, right?
Yes, sir.
But we have the information on the little piece. We are going to claim on the entire town and country voters, right?
Yes, sir.
We are going to test on the overall town and country voters favoring, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What is the question? Would you agree that the proportion of town voters, it is not the sample here, remember, proportion of town voters is entire town voters representation. Entire town voters representation means population coming into picture, population of town voters, right?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, that is denoted by capital P1. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Is higher than the country proportion of country voters. So proportion of country voters, it is going to represent the population proportion. So that is capital P2. Now, is capital P1 greater than capital P2 now? That we wanted to test. So symbolically, capital P1 may not be greater than capital P2. That we consider as H0. And your H1 may be considered as capital P1 is greater than capital P2. Okay.
Sir, couldn't we assume that the H0 be P1 greater than P2?
Where as H0?
Yes, sir. So can't we assume it
So
as
normally, it is not claimed by somebody, right?
No, sir.
To assume that it is true.
No, sir.
In the previous statistician claimed that 60% of the students were feeling more enriched. By that time, we assumed that their claim is correct. But now none is claimed, remember. You are interested to test, or would you agree that? Okay. In
Yes,
that case, what we think that the proportion of town voters may not be, when you are using that, even here, what I have used, there is no significant difference, right? When this phrase coming into picture, then only it comes under null hypothesis, right? No
Yes.
significant difference or no difference, huh?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, may not be when you used, that is coming under null hypothesis, okay? And
Yes,
what
sir.
is alternative hypothesis? P1 is greater than P2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And by default, we are choosing alpha as 0.05, and the critical region for one-sided case Z and right-sided case is Z is greater than Z alpha, where Z alpha is 1.645 using the tables. Okay. Now you need to go for the test statistics. What is the formula for test statistic? This one. So can you find the value quickly, this Z? As the data is available, P1 is 0.6, P2 is 0.48, and P1 minus P2, this is treated as 0 as we do not know the values of P1 and P2, neglect this term, okay? And divided by under root of PQ. What is P? P is N1, N1 is 200 into 0.6 plus N2, 500 into 0.48, whole divided by N1 plus N2, 200 plus 500. Calculate what is the P, and then take the complement of P as Q, substitute all the values in Z, find out the resulting Z value. Okay, I'll give you 3 minutes of time. Right?
Yes, sir.
Ananya, Anmol, Rishabh, Hardik, everyone is following, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Substitute the values and tell me what is the Z value. What is P, little p?
Sir, it would be 0.5142.
Okay, 514. Okay, 0.514. Little q, its complement. Then could you substitute the known values in the Z and tell me what is the value of Z? Whether you are able to follow the topics of testing of hypothesis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
No need to hesitate to ask the doubts. Coming to Wednesday, not tomorrow. Next week, Wednesday, we will have lab fat. That is the last lab hour, right? When is your exam start? First exam?
Sir, from
That-
28.
28th, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 21st Monday, 22nd Tuesday, and 23rd Wednesday. 23rd, we are going to have lab fat examination.
So the answer is coming out to be 2.952.
Let me check. Two point,
So 2.952.
maybe some round of error. Okay.
So it is coming out to be 2.17.
2.17.
17.
I don't think that much of too much deviation. Can I check from my R program? And 6 minus 0.48. 0.6 minus 0.48 divided by square root of 0.514 into 0.486 into 1 by n1 200 plus 1 by 500. 2.869. Right?
Yeah. So
Depends on the round of error. At least 2.8 nearby that you're supposed to get. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because this has taken up to 246 decimal. In this fraction, everything it is going to count for 6 decimal fraction, and then dividing, maybe it is giving. If we round everything to something like 3 decimal, then accordingly the value will slightly change. 2.86 and 2.87 here I typed, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So is the value what I get is close to this 2.875?
Yes, sir.
So if I round to second decimal, 2.869 is nothing but 2.87. Huh? The value which I have written over here is also 2.87. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, as it is a one-tailed alternative hypothesis, 1.645, there is a typo error here. This is not 1.96, this is 1.645. Okay. Right?
Yes, sir.
This will come 1.6 Z alpha value. 1.645. So clearly the observed value of Z, that is 2.875, is falling in the 1.645 to infinity region, right? Isn't it?
So it
Hello?
is not falling in that region.
Is it so?
Yes, sir.
1.645
Yes,
and
yes, it is falling. It is falling.
so then can we reject the null hypothesis?
Yes, sir.
When we are going to reject the null hypothesis, what is our decision? The proportion of town voters favoring the proposal is higher than the proportion of country voters. Do you agree now?
Yes, sir.
This is what P1 and P2, right? Which is the relation P1 is greater than P2. By looking at these values, this is already higher, but whether it is really higher or negligible difference between 0.6 and 0.48, that we are interested to test, and somehow we tested, and we are now drawing the conclusion that the proportion of town voters is really higher than the proportion of country voters for favoring the certain proposal, right?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Any doubts on this question?
No, sir.
So with this, module 5 is completed. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So module 6, we started yesterday what is t-test. Okay. So and we had a discussion on one example of this one, and also difference of two means. Now one more example for your practice here. So compared to the, just I will speak once on the difference of sample and small samples and large sample test. So in large sample test, the sample size is 30 or more. In small sample test, the size of the sample is staying below 30. Small sample test can be any population, whereas small samples must be taken from normal population only. So this large sample test depends on normal distribution. Small sample test depends on something like t distribution, f distribution, chi-square distribution, and so on. And in large samples, all values of the test statistics are given, like population mean, population standard deviation, and so on, sample mean, and so on. Mostly they will be given. Whereas in small sample test, you are interested to calculate all the things like what is sample mean, sample standard deviation, and so on to be calculated. Okay, so large sample test usually depends only on level of significance, but small sample test depends on level of significance as well as on degrees of freedom. Okay, and large sample test usually treated as approximate test, and small sample test usually denoted as exact test or the error-free test. Okay. As I said, it depends on level of significance as well degrees of freedom. So for t-test, single sample case, the degrees of freedom is n-1, which we denote normally with the letter nu, not v, it is nu. We read it as nu. Okay. So this t-nu curve means that the t distribution curve is also seems to be bell-shaped, but it is centered at 0, whereas the normal curve is also a bell-shaped curve centered at mu. And the t-nu curve is more spread out than the normal curve. The area under the normal curve is 1 unit, but here the area under the normal curve is not just the 1 unit, it can be more than 1. That's the reason it is called as more spread out than the standard normal curve. As t-nu increases, the spread out corresponding t-nu curve decreases and hence approximately follow the normal curve as the degrees of freedom increases. So, and as nu tends to infinity, the sequence of t-nu curves approaches standard normal curve. This is what I said. Okay. Now let us look at one question. In a factory of 10 workers, produced the items like 51, 52, 54, 58, 48, 60, 57, 62, 55, and 61. Can we consider this sample is taken from the population with mean 58? So for this, you don't have the sample mean, you don't have sample standard deviation, and so on. So all these things you need to determine. How do we get the sample mean? By adding all the given observations. What is the size of the sample? Size of the sample is n is 10. It is related to the production of items. The production of item is the one factor which is responsible for the data points. Therefore, it is coming under a single sample data, and also the mean is given. So you are going to take population mean as 58, and you are trying to find out x bar. How do we get the x bar? Summing up all the given observations like 51 plus 52 plus 54 plus 58 plus 48 plus 60 plus 57 plus 62 plus 55 plus 61 whole divided by number of observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 or 10? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 observations are there, right?
Yes, sir.
Sum of the observations by 10 you will get as x bar. Okay. And you need to use the standard deviation formula S as 1 over n minus 1 under root sigma equal to 1 to n xi minus x bar whole square. And the value result as this. Now, what is the H naught? There is no significant difference between sample mean, that is 55.8, and population mean 58. And what is the alternative hypothesis? There is a significant difference between the sample mean 55 x bar and the population mean mu. So now we are going to choose by default alpha as 5%. And the reason of rejection is t. Simply earlier we used z alpha by 2. Now we are adding a nu also here. T nu comma alpha by 2 and t is less than minus t nu comma alpha by 2. and where T nu alpha by 2 is 2.262. This we already noticed in the last class statistical tables. For 9 degrees of freedom corresponds to 0.025 level of significance. Okay. And what is the test statistics that we need to use? X bar minus mu by S by root n. X bar is known 55.8, mu is 58, divided by S is 4.614, divided by under root n under root 10. This will give us the value as minus 1.5078. And table value is now 2.262. This 1.50 is not falling in the critical region, and hence we can accept the null hypothesis. When you are accepting the null hypothesis, we can draw the conclusion as there is no significant difference between sample mean and population mean. That means the sample may be taken from a population with mean 58. Okay. Any doubt?
So please move back to the previous slide.
Yeah. Do you have any doubts to how to find 2.262 value?
No, sir, just I'm writing once.
Okay.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you. Any doubts? Any doubts before ending the session?
Sir, actually, I had a doubt related to my theory DA submission.
Sorry?
Sir, I had a doubt related to my theory DA submission.
Tell me, what is the doubt?
Sir, actually, I uploaded my work on like 10th June, but like due to some technical errors, that the pics of my answers got misarranged in the PDF. So, sir, I like even asked you on the Teams yesterday if I could
What is
re-upload
that
it
you
over
asked?
there.
I'm not able to remember. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, I asked you that that like there was just one picture which was lost in the PDF due to some technical error. So I was asking your permission if I could
The code
re-upload it
mantra
on
or
VTop.
where you lost that?
Sir, on the VTop.
Okay.
But sir, so like now the deadline is over. But sir, I had
Okay,
enough time yesterday.
let
I
I'll
would have.
see that. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you all.